Okay, good evening. Let's begin with today's class. We have to cover the last unit that will take place today, right, and Wednesday. Because let's remember that we don't have classes on Monday, all right, due to the holiday that we got on Monday. So again, Wednesday it will be our next class, and that's the last class for A8. A9, that is the next one, will begin on Friday next week. Okay, so let's take that into account, please. Today we have to cover two lessons for this last unit number 4. And Wednesday, as I said, we covered the last lesson plus the extra lesson that I got for you that is covering the body paragraph. And if we got the time, the conclusion, right, for the writing elements that we are learning together. Okay, so let's continue. Also, please, let's remember I had contact with management. They told me that no one said right that the classes would be in the morning. I don't know if the information we're receiving is from the program. All right, we have to be careful with that. Let's remember, please, again, that we only had 1 week off. That is the week I asked for as permission. Then the second week was, I believe, a requirement of yours, Gina, because I resumed my activities the next week just to that one. Everything has been normal so afterwards, and I've been working with all my other courses. But with your course, not, because I believe that you asked for 1 more week off. And then the week that we resumed everything with you again, you were not attending classes anymore, right? Up to this point, you were not attending classes. So that's why I believe that I cannot have that contact with you, that everything related to the schedule was a contact with you and management. They told me also that you know about Friday, because as you are not here in classes, right, and it's not something that I can do on Thursdays, we changed that for Friday because again, we are not attending classes. So I'm recording just the classes and this schedule. It was 8 to 9, but I believe again they changed that. I believe that you know that also. But please, anything related to that has to be discussed with management. All right. On my case, I expressed the difficulties for being on Thursday. That's why Friday was an option. And I believe again that it was communicated. But let's take that into account, please. In case we want to attend, right, the classes, the schedule is the one that I also told you via WhatsApp. All right, that's the schedule that I received from management because they made, I believe, exchange, right, between the schedule with another student. And now you are in this one, and the other student is in the one that you had. Okay, but anything related to that, please, again, it's not my decision. It is something that I'm following in terms of that they give me those schedules. All right, just some difficulties related to Thursday I expressed on my site. All right, but that's it. That's important that it is clear. All right, it is important that it is clear for both of us so that we can work without any problems. Okay, remember, I don't give any classes in the mornings. I've never given classes in the mornings in the program. And in the classes, in case again, you know what's the schedule. Remember that even on Thursdays, when we had classes on Thursdays, it was after 9, right? It was not 8. I believe that once you connected at 8 o'clock, but I don't give classes on Thursdays and Tuesdays at 8 o'clock because of activities that I got. All right, extra personal activities that I got. That's not part of my schedule in the program. All right, so again, that's important to have it there. It was the same from the beginning, but then it changed as you were not in class. All right, but again, all those elements have to be discussed with management once again. All right, I wanted to use these first minutes to talk about that because it is important that it is clear. I believe that there is some confusion related to that and that it's important to solve that. Okay, now let's begin then with the two lessons that I've got for today. Let's verify if the microphone is working good, please. Again, sometimes it's not. I want to see if there's some echo, just in case. Good. It seems that it's working correctly. Okay, so let's continue. Used to. This is a very common expression for past situations, of course. All right, very common. So we use these expressions to talk, or these expressions, or to talk about habits and repeated actions in the past, which we don't do in the present. Okay, so something that was common in the past, but it is no longer true because it changed, right? For example, I used to, what could it be? Okay, I used to spend a lot of time with my friends, but I don't do it anymore because I don't have that time to spend with them. Okay, that's an example. But again, something that was true in the past, but it is not anymore. We also use it to talk about states in the past which are not longer true. All right. For example, I used to have long hair, but now I have short hair. Okay, so it used to be in that way, but it changed. He used to smoke, but now he doesn't smoke. All right, it changed. I don't know, it can be because of, I don't know, health, because of any issues that he had because of smoking. All right, so many things can happen to change that situation, but the main idea of, and the main reason of using used to is that it is not true anymore. All right, so they used to live in India, but now they live in Germany. Again, something that was true in the past, but it is not anymore. Now, of course, these expressions that here are stated in an affirmative way, they can change to negative. All of them. For example, I used to have long hair can be I didn't used to have long hair, but now, right, it's different. I did, or he didn't used to smoke, but he changed. Now he smokes. They didn't used to live in India, but now they live in India. All right, they didn't used to do it, but they do it now. So here is what we got. As we use used to in the simple past, right? I used to. It's a regular verb that ends in ed. If we change that to negative, we only use didn't, right? And that's pretty simple. So it means that also the main verb that is used is only use, base verb. It is not used anymore, right? I didn't used to eat fish. Now I do it. She didn't used to go out. Now she does. They didn't used to dance together. Now they do. Okay, same logic for a negative element this time. And questions, of course, for any questions in simple past, we use did, right? Did you used to travel this often? What did you used to do when you were a child? Where did you used to go when you lived in Cochabamba? Right? So all these elements are related to questions about habits in the past. What did you used to do? Right? So you have to tell me about those past habits, those past activities that were repeated in the past, but they are no longer true. Okay, in general, that's the main idea for used to. That's the main idea for this logic of something that changed. But we have some other elements that we have to take into account, right? These are the formulas. Now here, these are other expressions related to the same idea of something common for you, but in this case, something that you're accustomed to doing. All right, so I am used to, it means that it is normal for you now. I am used to plus gerund, so it means I am used to traveling every weekend. It means it's normal for you to travel every weekend. She is used to buying new purses every month. It's normal for her to buy new purses every month. they are used to playing soccer after work. It means that it is normal for them to play soccer after work. Okay, so be used to means when something is normal for you. Get used to, it means the progress, all right, and the process of doing something. So I am getting used to waking up early. I'm not used to doing that yet. Okay, I am not used to waking up early yet, but I am getting used to waking up early. All right, now I'm in the process of doing it. Okay, I'm doing it. I am getting used to, all right, or she is getting used to dancing every Friday. She's not used to dancing every Friday yet, but in the future, she will be used to dancing because now she is getting used to doing it. All right, so always gerund as well. So the logic again of using be used to and get used to is this relationship that you got with something that is normal for you. All right, it's showing how normal something is for you or not, perhaps, because this can be negative. So just be used to say you are accustomed, all right, when you're accustomed to doing something. So it seems normal or usual. If you're used to something, it is not difficult, it is not new, it is not strange. Don't worry, I'm used to listening to loud music. So it's normal for you. It's not new, it is usual. She's used to dancing with her friends. It's not new for her. All right, so it's the idea that I was developing, but here you have a couple of examples. All right, so this is be used to. Okay, not used to. That's different, right? I used to dance every day. It was a past habit. It was true in the past, but no anymore, right? It's not anymore. But if you say I'm used to dancing every day, it means that now it is normal for you and you do it every day. All right. So get used to, again, has its own characteristic. It's what I told you at the beginning with examples, but let's read what they said. This phrase is related in meaning to be used to. Of course, they are related because, again, the progress ends when something is already true. It's related to be used to and get used to. But the difference is that get used to, all right, get used to means someone is, was, or will become accustomed to something. Okay, so it's the action of becoming accustomed to doing something. Remember that using get is always this transition, right? When you say, I'm not sick, I'm getting sick, I am sick. Okay, so the progress between I am not sick and I am sick is I'm getting sick, right? I'm not sick yet, but I'm in progress, I'm in the process of becoming sick. Here is the same. I am used to something, or you can say that you are getting used to something. It can be in past also, but it is very common to use it in present to talk about what you are doing now to make it normal for you. So the verb get in the phrase can take the present, past, or future tense. But again, it's more common to use it in present in this case. I get up at 7 a.m. every day. I'm getting used to waking up early. Okay, so it's becoming normal for you to wake up early. If that's the case, get used. She's getting used to dancing alone. Her friends don't dance with her like before. Okay, she's getting used to dancing alone. It means that she's not used to dancing alone yet, but she's in the process of making that normal for her. Okay, so that's the idea of using get used to, and you have some extra practice. Okay, so that's the first lesson. Let's remember here we need to understand first used to, past habit, I was used to dance. Here, the base verb. I was used to dance every day. Not anymore. Be used to. I am used to dancing every day. It means now it's normal for me. Or I'm getting used to dancing every day. It's not normal yet, but it's in the process, right? It's about to be true. It's about to be normal for me. All right, that was the first lesson. I'm going to the next one now. Okay, let's open this. I'm going to wait first. Okay, so it's going to be embedded questions. Please, I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to make a pause and I'll continue just in a couple of minutes. All right, so let's begin the second and last lesson for today, embedded questions. Okay, so here we're going to talk about questions inside order questions or inside the statements. That's what embedded questions are. All right, questions inside order questions or statements. And here the definition is just the same. Sometimes we want to use a question as part of another question or statement. This is called an embedded question. Okay, usage one. We can use embedded questions as part of order questions, as I just said. This is sometimes called an indirect question and is often used to be polite. Okay, so here, this is important. It is normal, it's common to use embedded questions to be polite. Remember that in English, we don't have this difference between you informal and you formal that we have in Spanish. As we don't have that, it's common to use embedded questions to make it more polite. So for example, you don't go right and you don't approach a stranger to ask, hey, all right, where's the bathroom? Right? You don't say it like that, right? Her, hey, where's the bathroom? Where's the restroom? Right? No, you approach him or her and you say, right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. By any chance, right? By any chance, do you know where the bathroom is? Right? By any chance, do you know where the bathroom is? Or could you please tell me where the bathroom is? Right? So if you use that is an embedded question, is way better than where's the bathroom? Right? Even if you say it like that, it's good. but it's not the same as, could you please tell me where the bathroom is? Right? By any chance, do you know where the bathroom is? It always adds this idea of being more complex, but also being more polite. Okay, so here we have the same. The normal question is, where's the station? But the indirect question, the embedded question is, could you tell me where the station is? So we don't say, could you tell me where is the station? No. Could you tell me where is the station? That's question order for the second one, but we don't use question order. We use sentence order. Where the station is. Where is the WH word? The station is the subject, is the verb. Subject, verb, always. Complement, right? We have complement. That's one very important thing to take into account. Now, we also know, right, that we can use embedded questions as part of a statement. Remember, here this is going to be like a noun clause, as it says. All right, so the same idea. Where does she work is the question, right? Where does she work? But if you don't want to be that direct, if you want to say it in a better way, again, it can be in order to be polite or just to make it part of a more complex structure, you use it as part of the statement. I don't know where she works. Hey, I don't know where she works. Could you please tell me? Okay, so I don't know where she works states that idea in form of a statement. That's why at the end we don't use a question. And that's why, again, we don't use question order. We don't say, I don't know where does she work. No, that's not correct. I don't know where she works. Sentence order. Okay, that's again key. That's important to understand when working with embedded questions. Now we have rules. If we have a question word, we keep it. What's a question word? What, who, how, when, where. Those are question words, okay? The WH words. So if you see that word, you have to keep it. Don't change it. If you don't have the word, use if or whether, right? As in this example, it means these are yes, no questions, right? Is she in the team? Is she in the team? So I can ask, could you please tell me if she is in the team? Could you please tell me whether she's in the team or not? Okay, so as you can realize, as you can notice in those examples, I don't have a question word. So I use if or whether to connect those ideas. I don't know if she is in the team. Could you please tell me if she's in the team? Always sentence order, but we use if or whether if we don't have question word. Now, we use normal sentence order. So we don't use do, does, did, because we don't use auxiliaries, at least in simple sentences. Again, and to illustrate this, example number 3, or rule number 3, sorry, we have this. I don't know where she works, right? We don't say, I don't know where does she work. We don't use this does because this is part of a question. We use where she works. Instead of does, we have works. That is the verb, the main verb, work, conjugated in third person, right? So we don't need those words. Now, again, we use normal sentence order. It means subject, verb, and complement if we have the complement. Now that we have it here, right? And mainly here. Here's more common because of the order. Instead of where is the station, verb, subject, that's not normal sentence order, right? Is subject, verb, the station is. So we have to be careful with that. Okay, that's number 4. Use normal sentence word order. Subject plus verb plus complement, not the opposite. It doesn't happen every time if you use simple tenses, for example, but take that into account. And now we use a full period, all right, or full stop, sorry, or period, right, and not a question mark when we have a sentence or statement. For example, when you say, I don't know, as here, right, I don't know where she works, period, or full stop. We don't say, I don't know where she works, question mark. No, I don't know where does she work, question mark. No, right? If it's a statement, I don't know, period at the end. Okay, so those are the rules. If you take these rules into account, you won't have problems when forming or when creating these embedded questions. Now, to begin the embedded question, you can use these statements, for example, right in here, as you can see, you use periods. You don't use question marks. So I wonder why she said that, period. The real question is, why did she say that? Question mark. But here we put it as part of a statement, so we say why she said that. No, they don't know what they are doing. Instead of what are they doing, that's the real question. Remember, always normal sentence word order. What they are doing. I don't know what they are doing. Remember, we don't remember where the house is. Again, we don't remember where is the house. No, that's a real question. Embedded questions use normal sentence word order. Be sure, I'm not sure when we're going to arrive. Again, we don't say when are we going to arrive. Sentence order. Let's find out what time the show starts. Know what time does the show start. Think about, she's thinking about how she's going to do it. No, how is she going to do it, right? No, how she is going to do it. I've forgotten why I started this. The real question would be, why did I start this? Why did I start this? But why I started this, that's the embedded question. That's for statements. Now for questions, inside other questions you have, do you know? Right? And I'm going to use the example of the bathroom, right? Well, where is the bathroom? But remember the changes. So, do you know where the bathroom is? Could you tell me where the bathroom is? Is it possible to know where the bathroom is? Would you mind telling me where the bathroom is? So 4 possibilities to have an embedded question. One question inside another question. And here we use question mark, right? No period, question mark. Do you know where the bathroom is? Question mark. Could you tell me where the bathroom is? Question mark, and so on, right? And these are the formulas. Remember, if it's a yes, no question, if or whether. Do you know if she is in the team? Do you know whether she is in the team or not? Okay. Information questions, this is easier. You only use the WH word. Again, you only have to be careful with the order of your idea, right? Could you tell me again where the bathroom is? And that's the main idea. Okay, so that's it. With that, again, we are finishing this lesson related to what? Related to embedded questions. Okay, practice that, please, as a requirement. Again, for some problems that you were having, I extended the due date for our, main practice is for next week, right? So you have until next week, by the end of that week, to finish everything on Pearson. Okay, next week by the end of that week. It means that, let's take a look at the calendar. Next week by Friday the 11th or Saturday the 12th, we should be finishing this unit. Remember that our last class next week will be on Wednesday the 9th. We don't have classes on Monday. We will have the last class on Wednesday, and Friday is the day in which we start the next module, the next course, A9. All right, and by that date, you got to finish everything related to this course on Pearson, right? It means the assignments, it means the quizzes, and the final exam, right? Everything by next week, let's say by next weekend even. But that's it. All right, please practice. Again, you are not practicing here with me. I cannot ensure that you're learning, but if you're doing it because of difficulties that you got, try to practice by yourself, right? Try to practice a lot. Be sure that this is clear for you. The practice that you got on Pearson, of course, that's key. But of course, also we need some practice in class. Okay, but once again, if it's not possible, please let's try to do it by yourself with this information, with Pearson exercises, and well, in the way you believe is better for you to practice. Okay, have a good night, or well, have a good rest of the day when you're watching the class. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holiday. I'll see you on Wednesday.